Hello everyone, it's Marion Wallace with Restoring Ghettos Forgotten, and I am here today with a little conversational piece about relationships and why I believe the woman is still the prize. I felt it was important to come out and make a little video. Initially I wanted to go live, but I can't do that because I don't have a lot of time, and so with going live you got to kind of let people chime in and then you answer questions and all that, and so I don't have a lot of time this morning. I only have a few more minutes now, but I felt it was important for me to bring out at least my opinion. I don't confess to know it all, and I'm still learning and evolving myself, but I wanted to bring out a couple important little pieces to add just to say why I believe women are still the prize. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So I'm gonna stand by that. Can't change the words, but I'm gonna change it from my analogy. I believe there are good women and I believe there are great women. And why and the reason why I separate the two is because I believe God made us all, he created us all to be innately good people. And so we can be innately good and still have toxic traits. And that's why I like to define good people as good people, and I like to define great people as great people. And let me tell you what I mean, because you can, like men, you can go out and get this good woman that, you know, but she may still have toxic traits, but because her toxic traits may not show at first, you know, that's what you consider, hey, that's your thinking has to change about what's good and what's great. And so let me explain that. There are men out there right now today posting about they believe they're the prize. And the reason why they believe they're the prize, because they're choosing women that are not great women. They're good women overall innately, but they're not great women. And I'm gonna give an example. So please hear me out. You guys are choosing women because the women that you are choosing, you're choosing what's easy. Let's be honest, guys. You're choosing what's easy. You don't want to work too hard for it, so you want the one that's easy, the one that's more open, the one that lets you do whatever, the easy, anything pertaining to easy, that's what she is. You're choosing that easy, laid back woman. You want someone, you want someone that doesn't challenge you, because, hey, if she challenges you, that means you may be eventually expected to grow. So you want somebody that's not going to challenge you. You want somebody that's easy. You want someone attractive, yet knows her place. So you still want that eye candy because it fluffs your ego up. But you don't want her too opinionated. She has to know her place. She has to know when it's time for her to be quiet and know her place. I took a little notes on this because I didn't want to miss some of the important little pieces that I had here. And you know, you want someone that will allow you to, let's be honest, you want someone that's going to be open to allow you to have other women and possibly other children. I'm calling it all to the mat. That's why I'm not very liked, but I don't care, because the truth needs to surface. And the list could go on and on. With this type of women, that's when your narcissistic ways come out, though. Although you feel safe with her because she's not challenging you, you believe you're better than her. So that makes, as long as you feel better, then that's somebody that you're okay with being with. You know, I'm breaking it on down. Why you believe you're the prize? Because you're picking women, good, maybe innately good women, but you're not picking great women, because those great women are going to challenge you. That's why you can speak those words out of your mouth, or you can spew those words out of your mouth that you believe that you're the prize. Because why? You don't have your equal. Your equal is going to challenge you. That's why those words can come out of your mouth. See, and ladies, if we are one of these women that I just mentioned, you let your man get away with all of that, shame on you. Because he won't ever believe you're good enough for him, ever. He'll settle, and that's what he'll call it. He'll settle maybe for a little bit. He maybe even pop a couple kids in you. but he'll never feel like you're good enough for him because you don't challenge him. That's just the bottom line. If you're one of those women that let your man do it, whatever, and you don't hold him accountable, then he's going to always feel like he's the prize. His narcissistic ways are going to be fluffed up. And he's going to move on when he finds somebody that's going to challenge him a little bit more. When he's ready for that person. Right now, he's comfortable. So you're good. But ladies, if you're one of those women that I just mentioned, if you let your men do all those things that I just mentioned, shame on you. Because that means you don't know your worth. And it's time you figure it out. It's time you figured it out. You figure it out. You are not a baby making machine. You don't need to be shacking up. You need to have standards and values. And you need to love yourself. To know that you are not a rent-to-own wife or companion or concubine or whatever they want to call it. So, shame on you ladies if you're that type of woman that I just mentioned. Now I'm finna get into great women. This is why you guys need great women. And if you have a great woman, you won't have to fix your mouth and say that you're the prize, because you're going to know that the prize is on your side. And then she's going to know that you're her prize because the prize is on her side. You guys complement each other. And that's what we need to do. But here's a couple examples for great women. Great women pray over their men. So they pray every day over their men. They love their men. They bring their men peace in their homes. They challenge their men to grow because they want to see their men evolve and grow and get better. Now, great women hold their men accountable because that's important. They encourage their men. They build their men up by encouraging their men. They cook for their men. They make sure they have clean clothes. They cook for their men. They even serve their men. And guess what? They serve their men on real plates, not plastic plates. That's just a joke. Because I know you can make a fabulous meal and you don't want to wash dishes after, and you may put it on a paper plate. But I just wanted to put that in there because that seems to be an issue for certain people. They feel like, no, my food has to be on a real plate. And the list could go on and on what a great woman is and what she does. She holds her man down. She loves him. She covers him in his weaknesses. All of those things. But you know what? A woman like that is going to be constantly growing and evolving, and she's going to challenge her man to do the same. And when he doesn't do the same, that's when things are not going as if he had a good woman would go. Those are the differences. Y'all figure it out. Y'all want a good woman or you want a great woman? Good women may still have toxic traits that they need to work out before they can be a great woman. It doesn't mean they're never going to evolve into a great woman. But if you can actually put that in your mouth and say, you're the prize, that means you believe the women that you're engaging are not on your level. And so you're dissatisfied. You're dissatisfied because you're not going after the great women. The question is, why aren't you? Why aren't you going after the great women? Because some of you guys don't like to be challenged and you don't like to be held accountable. You like the good old women, the good old religious women that let their men have 2 and 3 women on the side. They have outside kids. They have habits. The men have habits. And they just whoremongers. They do whatever they want to do. And all the good old wives do. He ain't perfect. And she's suffering and she's hurting inside. And she lets him do whatever she wants to do in the name of her being a good wife. That's what many of you guys want. And that's what many of you guys have. And that's why you're not satisfied. And that's why you believe you're the prize. Because your narcissistic ways have told you are. Because you've settled in one way or another. You don't have a great woman that's going to challenge you and call, the man up that's in your inner man. You're going to call that man to the top of you to be the best that you can possibly be. You're not ready for that great woman. Well, stop bashing the good women. Because that's all I see going down my timelines. It's getting crazy. And I was going to come off of Facebook because I was like, I cannot stand to see this. And then I spoke with a good friend, and my good friend said, just unfriend those people. Just unfollow those people that disrespect women. And that's what I've been doing, and I'm continuing to do that because I protect my gates at all cost. And so if you're going to be negative towards women, you mad because you got a good woman instead of a great woman, I'm going to have to unfriend you. Because you got to realize your purpose too. And the whole point of the reason why I say the woman is the good thing, because your goal in marriage should be, I'm not saying that it is, but your goal in marriage is to be the protector, the provider, and the priest over your home. So how are you going to be the protector if you hurt everything in your home? You're not the protector. See, so God is calling you guys up and out, but you want to take the easy road. And you want to point the blame at the woman. How can you point the blame at the woman if the man is the head? So it's time for us to recognize those toxic traits that we all still have inside of us that we have to work out. And so I just wanted to put my little analogy in it. And we can go on forever and ever about narcissistic traits. It could be narcissistic traits in men and women. And I won't go on, but you guys can go and Google it. I'll just put out a couple of points. Exaggerated sense of self-importance, feeling superior to others, and that one deserves special treatment is one of them. Excessive need for admiration, wants to be the center of attention, superficial and exploitive relationships. Relationships are based on surface attributes and not the unique qualities of others. What else? There was one that was important that I kind of starred. Difficulty with attachment and dependency. Relies on feedback from environment. Relationships only exist to shore up a positive image. I want to go into that a little bit because I think a lot of people do this. Some people don't genuinely want to be in a relationship, but they want the public to see them in a relationship, and they want the public to see that they can be in a long-term relationship. But the person that's in the relationship with them may be suffering because they're narcissistic, and they just want the appearance of a successful relationship. They don't necessarily genuinely want that, but they want the superficial interactions. And then there's another one I wanted to point out. Chronic feelings of emptiness, vulnerability to life transitions, difficulty maintaining reality-based personal and professional goals over time. And I'm not reading them all because this will take forever. But this is the one I wanted to point out that I believe that we've gotten over into the red zone. I'm going to call it the red zone. But believe that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. That is narcissistic behavior. And a lot of you guys are following, and I won't mention no names, this little narcissistic cat that spews a lot of evil. I'm going to put evil out there. And this narcissistic person is teaching you how to be narcissistic. And then you're going on social media or you're engaging other women, especially black women, in a negative way because you believe you're better than her or you're better than those other people. Shame on you. Shame on you. And one day you're going to see God has a way of bringing us down a little bit to heal. You may be way up here in status and everything else. But if you keep hurting people around you and other people, it's something called karma if you don't believe in God. You're going to reap what you sow. But if you keep doing that, God may have to bring you down a peg or two to teach you something. And then he'll teach you how to value other people. It doesn't matter how much money they have in their pocket, what education they have, where they come from. What matters is if they are ultimately striving to please God, and they're good to people, and they're supportive, and they're loving, and they're caring, and they're giving. Those are the people you should value, not things and materialism, not putting material things before the human nature, the human relationship, I should say. And so that's just my little, I gotta go now because I gotta get my children to the doctor. The summertime is the time that I take them on their little appointments, their dentist and their doctor's appointments and eye exams or whatever, because I don't have a lot of time during the year, and I don't want to pull them out of school to do that. And then they, it's just a whole bunch of stuff you got to do it during the year. So I do it during the summertime. So I have to go. There was so much more I wanted to say in this, but I still stand by. I believe he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, but she needs to be a great wife. She needs to be a great woman. How do you differentiate between great and good? Again, I'll go back to it. I believe God created us all to be innately good. It doesn't mean we don't have toxic traits. And those toxic traits may make you feel like, you're the prize. Be careful with that, though. Because then you're settling and you're picking women that may be beneath you a little bit to make you feel more grander and more important, instead of going out and finding you a great woman. Because that great woman is going to challenge you to be greater and going to challenge you to be better. No matter how good you are, you could always be better, right? So think about that before you look at that sister and you talk down on her, or you treat her badly because you've already sized her up because some negative influencers in your head about the value of people. I don't believe we can place value on anyone. I believe God is the only being that can do that. So be really careful on where you guys are being led on how to treat your women, period. And so that's my little relationship advice, and why I believe some of you men are out there saying that you're the prize. You're walking around here talking about I'm the prize, because you're engaging women that are not on your level, and ultimately you're gonna walk away from those women. But you have to be ready to engage that great woman. You have to be. And so if you're not, then you still got work to do. And that good woman that you got, she may still have good work to do. So in actuality, a lot of times people are in relationships or engaging other people. They're getting them ready for the next person. A lot of times that's what's happening. If we haven't worked through our toxic traits, that's just the bottom line. And it's all about God's timing. And, to perfect us, or to allow God to pull all of that stuff out of us so that we can be great partners and we can be great husbands and wives and have long-term healthy relationships. It's all about facing what it is in our lives that makes us toxic to other people. And once we realize that, we won't so much put the blame on other people. We'll look within ourselves, because then if we know we're a great person, we're going to want a great person. We're not going to want a good person. We're going to want a great person, because we're going to want to be equally yoked in every area, not certain areas, because they're me. And let me tell you about this. Sometimes we settle, or sometimes we want, we say that person got this one thing that I absolutely love. But that person is missing 4 or 5 other important things. You're settling. And you're not going to be content in that relationship for long, because you need those other 4 or 5 things. Slow down long enough to say, no, I need the full package. And I'm going to wait, and I'm going to work on myself while I'm waiting, so that I can attract this great person, because I'm becoming a great person, or I'm a great person, and we're going to do our thing together, and we're going to set this world ablaze. That's what I want to encourage everybody that watches this video. Challenge yourself to be different. Challenge yourself to be a trailblazer and set this world ablaze. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the lies. And definitely do not put your own people down, because it's been happening for too long. And it's time for us to come together and unite and help each other grow and build, and not belittle each other, but build each other up. Remember, you guys, I love you. I encourage you to be the best versions of yourselves. Always put God first. And keep positive people in your life. They may challenge you. They may even get on your nerves, and they may hold you accountable. Keep those people in your life, because they're going to always be honest. And they're going to always help you to grow. I love you. Bye-bye. Take care of yourselves.